All right, welcome back to the Psychic Shari YouTube channel.
Okay.
We're at it again. We're glad you could join us. We'll sit down with Shari to discuss topics that are related to the supernatural and the spirit world. Shari's been doing this for a while, so we'll tap into her wisdom on topics that we hope you like. Today, we're going to talk about the spirit world, uh, the life between our incarnations. What do we do there? Is it we just sit around and play the harp all day, or what? So, Shari, why don't you let us know what it is we do when we're over there in the spirit world?
All right. Well, and again, this is just from my perspective and what I get from my guides and my helpers. I believe that it's different for everybody. I believe that when people get to the other side, it is what you think it's going to be at first. If you think it's going to be lined in gold buildings and gold roads and angels singing, that is
Mhm.
probably what you're going to be that's probably what you're going to see when you first get there. No one crosses over and is just left in the dark. There's always somebody there or a presence. They never feel alone. And there's always a sense of love. No matter how bad the person thinks they were on this earth. Everyone is met with love and compassion on a level that we I don't think we understand on this earth. But once we get there, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard um, how we see the whole our whole life, and we do the
Right.
life review. And it's not like they give you a great big bowl of popcorn and a soda pop and set you down and you sit there for 60 years and watch your life over and everything you've done,
Yeah.
not only from your perspective, but from another person, how you made the other person feel. But they almost download it instantly. Kind of like when I get my messages, everything is downloaded instantly, and it takes me a minute to figure out how to articulate it.
Uh huh.
And that's
Hmm.
kind of the way they could download 60 years of a lifetime probably in a few minutes. And you might feel a sense of remorse for some of the things that you have done, or you might be proud of yourself, but you understand that it's just I almost want to say that this is not a game, but it's just an experience. Everything we wanted to experience. And what did we learn? If we did something we didn't like, what did we learn from it? Then we get guidance, and then a lot of us are met with all of our loved ones, the ones we remember and the ones we don't,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
this is not our only lifetime. The parents you have in this life are not the only parents you've ever had. We could have an infinite amount of parents if we continued to, when I
Yeah.
say incarnate, all of the lifetimes are happening right now. We just choose to experience this one. And then when we get to the other side, we might think, hey, I want to experience this one. And then we could do the cycle again where we kind of step into that, what I call the virtual reality, and experience that lifetime.
So it's like The Sims, right? we
Yeah,
can,
kind of.
we want to.
It's kind of like on Star I always call it the Oculus, but it's kind of like on Star Trek where they would walk into a room, even though they're on a ship, and then they think they're in a jungle.
The holodeck.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it, holodeck.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, from my understanding, that's what I get. And again, going back to we meet with our loved ones, our animals, um, and you say, "Oh, do we just sit around and play a harp?" Well, if you want to, you can do kind of what you want, but we also get schooled and we also learn things. On the other side, before we incarnated, if we didn't like our life or what we were doing, all we did was think about it and we could change it. We were instantly there doing it.
Hmm.
But after a while that gets boring. So as a collective, we thought, oh, we could come down here and let's have an Earth where we have free will. Well, that probably wasn't a good idea.
Well, I mean, we learn a lot more, but
Yeah,
it
that
takes a
is,
lot longer.
yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. Well, we were talking in another episode about how my protector came in and wanted to be my protector um,
Right.
because I killed him in the lifetime we were in, and he wanted his to pick the person he hated the most. So that's kind of what we do. We come to this hard earth, and then we can excel a lot quicker on the other side
Uh-huh.
because think about it. There are earths where there's only love and all kinds of different earths, but this is really one of the hardest.
Yeah.
But we're kind of movie stars. We're kind of the it girls, for being chosen because we want to be here during what everybody perceives to be the world is coming to an end. That's why we come here. We wanted to experience this because everything might be crashing and burning, but then it's going to rebuild.
Yeah, they've been saying that for centuries.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
in the 1890s, everything was going to hell. It's the apocalypse, and it didn't happen. And then in the uh, 1930s, it was the same thing, and it's always something, and always another generation that thinks they're the last.
yeah. And that everything's going to run the world. Like right now, we're going through the AI. Like everybody's like, oh, no.
Oh yeah, right.
But look at when the computers came out and cell phones came out and
Uh
all
huh.
that.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
lived through it. Our children and grandchildren will live through this next generation
Yeah.
coming up.
Okay, so we're in the spirit world.
Okay, sorry, I
We're
got
going to
sidetracked.
class, right?
We do. We get schooled. We get classed.
Do we? I mean, any healing? Is there anything that
Yes.
other things that we do?
One thing it's funny you mentioned that. From my perspective, if someone is really sick for like 2 years on this earth with cancer, their body is really worn down. When they get to the other side, they are put in a healing chamber because not only their physical body is worn and tired, the etheric body is too. So we can get put into the healing chamber and and like I say, we go through schooling. We
Hmm.
start maybe figuring out what it is we want to experience, which other virtual reality headset we're wanting to put on. And it's just a lot of things. You could do anything. The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And not only that, the sky is not the limit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Do we
so
have
there's
jobs? Do we? I mean,
I
are there?
believe, yes, there are jobs. There are people that come there that might be greeters that come in and help people. Um, yeah, there's a lot. There might be people that are running that help you with the Akashic records. There might be people that want to know about your last incarnation and say they're
Mm,
coming in, and you can say, hey, this is what I experienced while I was on Earth. So there's a lot of what you call jobs that can be done. And like I say, it's just planning and maybe figuring out what it is you're going to say when some of your loved ones get to the other side that you might have, or maybe not even loved ones, but people that you might have done things that you didn't mean to, or you did mean to, but it didn't end well. So you might want to, I guess I want to say apologize, but it's just it's different on the other side because we have a deeper understanding. When people cross over, sometimes people think that they just are instantly enlightened.
hmm.
That's not the way I get it from my guides. It's a process. Now, when I do readings and I bring in someone from the other side, they bring their personality like they were on this earth plane. even though they may be a little bit more enlightened, they know more things. But if I bring that version in, the people are going to be like, that's not my dad,
Yeah.
or that's not
Yeah.
my mom. So they bring their personality when they come into my room and I talk to them. That's what they do. And then they offer advice for their loved ones, or sometimes they come in with, if they're dressed in black, I always say like Johnny Cash, when
Hmm.
they come in black, that tells me that they're remorseful and that they want to apologize to the person that we're talking with.
Really.
Hmm.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I think that explains a lot about what the spirit world is all about. Anything else when we close this down?
I just want to say one thing. I get so many people in my readings that are like, they always say, I just want to know if my dad's okay or my brother's okay. Because from my perspective, there is no hell. There's only the other side. Now there might be different levels of the other side. But so many people are just scared that their loved ones, oh no, they might have killed somebody or did something really bad. And they just think they're just burning or just standing there in
Yeah.
darkness.
Committed suicide or
Yeah.
something like that.
Hmm. And so everyone, every spirit that I've ever brought in, I've never had any of that occur. It's always what I said earlier. Everyone is greeted with compassion and love.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, good to know.
yeah, we won't be sitting in timeout when we get there.
Good. All right. Well, thanks, everyone, for tuning in for today's show. We hope you liked it. Again, if you have a topic you'd like to discuss or a question for Shari, make sure you put that down in the comments section, and we'll try and make that happen. If you'd like to book your own private reading with Shari, just go to www.psychicsherry.com, click the Schedule Now button, and she'll get you on her schedule.
All right.
With that being said, I think we're done for this time.
Okay. All right. Bye,
Take it.
everybody.
Take care.
Bye. Thanks.